Okay, well, so folks, good morning and welcome to this Spoon TV Live coming to you from the SKD Sports Complex. That's the Samuel Kanyon Doe Sports Complex in Paynesville City. And Spoon TV is here this morning to sort of bring to you live or show you the progress that has been made so far in the renovation of the complex. As you are aware, this stadium was built, it started being constructed way back in the 70s. It was completed in the 80s and dedicated there by the late President Samuel Kanyon Doe, who made the stadium. And since that time, Liberia has played all of the international matches here at the SKD Sports Complex. Recently, the stadium was banned by the Confederation of African Football CAF and FIFA because it did not meet international standard. The stadium was built, of course, way back, and it did not meet the modern standard for which a stadium is supposed to be at before you can have international matches played there. And so the government set about trying to renovate and make the stadium or bring the stadium up to international standards. Some of what the CAF and FIFA were calling for is to place bucket seats in the stadium, something which has been done and is completed. If you look around, the stadium now has a blue and red bucket seats all around it. It is fully completed, and of course that is in place. FIFA and CAF are also calling for a media tribune, and of course if we see up there now, something where we'll be taking a walk. You see there, you see the media tribune, which is still being fixed. I've just been told that there will be places now for journalists to come in place and their computers to be able to work smoothly from without any embarrassment. It wasn't there before, but of course you see now that there's a media tribune that has been put in place. There's also a hall where, of course, post and pre-match press conferences will be taking place. That has also been completed. It is also inside of the stadium as well. And the other thing to note is also that all of the bathrooms, the dressing rooms now are fully air conditioned with modern state-of-the-art restroom for home and away teams. That has also been put in place. And the turf, one of the things that, of course, was causing problem in the field, turf, if you may. The grass, of course, on the stadium was completely dead. And because of probably the number of years that it has been there for, the grass was no longer growing. They did everything they could. They brought in imported grass and all of that. And they tried as much as possible to get the grass to grow properly on the field, the natural grass that is, but that just did not work. And so when the experts were brought in and they looked at the soil and said, well, this soil can no longer contain any grass, or cannot produce properly any grass any longer because it has outlived its usefulness. Imagine a soil that has been used for more than 40 years. And so something needed to be done in order to have the pitch playable. And so the only solution was to change the entire turf from the grass, natural grass, to one of the best artificial turfs in the world. And so government had to sort of undertake that initiative, and as you can see, it is almost near completion. It is almost near completion, but it will not be, we are told, until June 15. That's next month, the 15th. So we still got a couple of weeks, 3 weeks there about to run until the turf is laid. The information we gathered is that the turf has arrived in the country already. Yesterday, or between yesterday and last evening, the turf arrived in Liberia. It would take about a couple of days, maybe up to at most a week, to clear from the free port where it is, and then maybe the guys are supposed to take, the engineers now are supposed to take about a week to sort of lay it here and then complete it before turning the field over. But the agreement is that this job be completed by the 15th. So in so doing, we might probably see Liberia play some home matches here. Maybe not the first one, but there are two more after the Morocco match. There will be two more. There will be South Africa, there will be Zimbabwe, and hopefully Liberia might play some of the home matches here. For a long time, Liberians have not seen their country play at home, and that is a serious problem, especially with the way Liberians react or love the Lone Star of Liberia. And so, as we
I'm going to be speaking with
first the public relations officer right here, the director of the public relations office, Mr. Oxford Brown, who will just come, and we will talk to him and then talk to the deputy minister of sports, Minister G. Andy Kwani, who will also give us a couple of information concerning some of what's been happening here. Okay, so this is the director here, Oxford Brown. Welcome to Spoon TV.
Thank you, children. Of course, it's nice to be on your television.
Okay, so this morning Spoon TV is here to sort of give a progress report, if you may, on development here at the SKD Sports Complex. And one thing we are seeing is that the seats are all in place.
Absolutely. I mean, like you rightly said, you said the blue and red stadium. Of course, the seats are all in place, and thanks to the guys that did the work, the work is ongoing because all the seats you see will be numbered.
Oh, so they've not been numbered yet?
Not yet.
So it means that when the seats are numbered, tickets are going to be sold according to the seat.
Yes,
are we absolutely sure that in Liberia, where of course things are not normally done according to standard, we absolutely sure that people will get tickets according to the seats, and that will people will conform to that?
Look, Church, let me say this for a fact. Look, before then, we used to have the stadium where this is addressed that we see, right? I mean, look, I've got civilized people. We are civilized people. And once the seats are numbered, nobody could come in and see, they come here to the stadium, we don't have a ticket. Because I can tell you for a fact, if Georgian bought maybe a ticket for around the field, row number 15, ticket number 1, right? If you're not there, no one will sit in your seat.
Are we sure that can be like
Oh, we are sure, 100%. That's why the seats are there. Because you're not going to set dress, right? No. So if you're not yet, the seat will be, I mean, empty. Okay. Because we want to set the tickets according to the number of seats.
Are you not going to make people adjust to it?
You can't do that because you're not able to do that because embarrassment for the second and because the thing is that's why even the people that we produce, for example, most I think Nigeria here, for example, right? Honest Nigeria, they have to sponsor the game, they print ticket according to the number of seats.
Okay, so let's.
So if they print more tickets, we wouldn't sponsor them.
So let's look at some other areas. We're just talking about the term we got to, but what other areas that have been developed or renovated, if you may, or refurbished to sort of meet up with international standards so far?
Well, for example, we talk about the match commissioner room. We got the dressing room, all of the bathroom. You find the bathroom, you got, hot water, cool water, running in it, because those are the things that FIFA say. You got the pre and post matches, conference room. So yes, we are come to the place where we meet it up to the tax to make the SKD Sports Complex international stadium.
I was also hearing about a VVIP area where people, where those hierarchies will sit. I'm understanding that you put air conditioning where they can sit.
Absolutely. First it was to be VIP and around VIP instead of right, but this time it's VVIP, VIP. And the VVIP would be, it's still working. They will have air conditioning. I mean, say that. So yeah, the VVIP will be so.
So is it going to be a box?
Yeah, it's going to be a box. It's going to put up the seat up there and cover that place, and the VVIP sit there and then look on the field, right? And I mean, with some a huge, comfortable manner, right? You sit down, you relax yourself, the air conditioner blow you, and all that kind of thing. Then you got the VIP. You see the seats when you wake up. What is this? See the seat at the VIP? Yeah. So yes, I mean, these are things we put in place. The government library is putting in place to make sure that SKD meets the FIFA standard.
Okay, let's come to the turf. The turf itself is very, very important for us. We have a video about the turf. Our understanding is that the turf has already arrived. Can you tell us about the standard? What is the standard of the turf that's going to be placed here? Because we know there are several grades, and of course, we will be bringing one to the SKD Complex that is substandard. So can you tell us about the standard?
And I think the standard of the turf would be best quarter, because you know that it's down because of the natural ground. And it's not going to be like the turf on for example, the playing pitch here, right? They're going to meet the standard, FIFA standard turf. So yes, it's the quality of the turf that you play here. When people come and international players come, they can play because there will be inspection, right? So yes, so we do everything possible to have the very best, so that Liberians can enjoy sitting back, relaxing, and see the lone style of Liberia played at home. We all know harassment, we all know intimidation from FIFA or CAF. So that's what we do everything possible to make sure we have the best turf.
So can you probably walk us around?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that we could see some other places that we are talking about, so that our viewers can also get to see some of what you've been spoken about here.
Technical people, in fact, let me say this, something that I was doing in September. Put everything constant, right? Because this is a technical work. You know the ring is about to fall. In fact, we release it already. So yes, so put everything constant by September will be easy.
Okay, so by September we are talking about will not be starting until the competitions will not be starting until June. First week in June, Liberia is expected to play its first match against Morocco. So Liberia will not be playing here.
That's will not be playing.
Definitely Liberia will not be playing here. Okay.
So we'll be playing in Morocco.
Okay. So this is the Tribune. Let's show you the media Tribune. The Tribune. What sort of a new thing? Because this Tribune was built after the stadium was banned, but then there was still some other problems with the Tribune. So what new are you putting in the media Tribune?
This place was never the media Tribune until we decided to follow the FIFA regulations and do the renovation of the stadium. And that's what we place a media Tribune. And this is specifically for media journalists coming, doing a job. You see, like you can have your laptop, you sit down, and do your work easily and professionally. That's what it's all about. It's restricted for the journalists and the sports journalists. Come see, if you see that, we run some wire. You can get plug your laptop, you do your whiteboard, and you sit down and do your work. In fact, basically, it's about, giving the public all of the action, and attraction on the field.
Well, okay. We also have, in addition to this Tribune, there are, of course, commentary booths. So the audience need to know about that. Those
see from the left, from the far right, from right to left is at the commentary booth. You got the another booth inside there for another commentary booth in there, right, where we showcase highlights of the game. So you got commentary booth here. The media people can sit down, relax yourself, and do their job.
Now we used to have we used to have the VIP and around VIP, but now you said there will only be now the VVIP and the VIP.
Yes, the VVIP and the VIP. And like I said, the VVIP is still working on it. I know it's still working on it. We'll have
seen the
yes,
seats,
the seats are over there, and I mean, of course, they will have some air conditioning in there for the VVIP as well. So yeah, it's still going to be transformed. Will be a modernized stadium.
Okay, so that's how out here is looking. Maybe we could just take a stroll inside.
Yeah, we can check and go see. Yes,
some of the wonderful that have taken place the SKD Sports Complex, which was built more than 14 years ago, and of course Liberia's only standard international football pitch. So the sports center, if you may, because there are other activities that also go on here. So
but this is a complex. You know,
it's a sports complex.
sports complex. So they will walk you through the conference room.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So
They're not paying you for the non-allowance.
this is where, of course, the media will interview the managers of the two teams that will be playing. And of course, they're going to be seated up here, and the media will be here seated to sort of have an interview with them, as it is expected in any footballing match nowadays. So this is the pre and post-match conference hall right here that has also been made now since the demand of the FIFA and CAF.
Of course, because you know that when it was built, in fact, when the days of George Williams, but the days of the days of Caribara, you know that you don't have pre and post match conference hall.
It wasn't compulsory.
It wasn't compulsory then, but today it's a new regulation. Football is developing, so the world. So FIFA said no. You gotta have this, you know, interview the players, interview the coaches, you know, and that was stimulate them to know, I mean, what's been made of. So when the teams are watching this kind of thing, it feels so good. You know, the fans, it feels so good. That's why we do everything possible to make sure that we meet the standard of FIFA, you know, to make football better and SKD Sports Complex better in our country.
Okay, so we leave now. This is a very big hall. We're leaving now. It is mounted with speakers and all of that, so giving journalists easier access to.
Okay. I'm not too sure what it's moving, but this is.
No, they get it is you come here.
Okay, so there is a mini clinic that you also need to know about. That's one of the regulations that was put in place. A mini clinic where injured players or anyone attending the game will be given first treatment before they can be now, if it is serious, being transferred to a hospital. So that's one.
I mean, clinic, you know.
So what are some of the things that are in there?
I mean, as a system of a clinic, you have everything, you know, you need. You have beds.
The clinic is right here.
Yeah, right here. You have beds. You have everything in there, you know, that can keep to, you know, mitigate an injured player as soon as possible. Yes, so yes.
Is it possible we also take a look at the dressing rooms?
Of course, sure. So we will walk down to the dressing room. We'll walk down to the dressing room.
Okay, so we go into the dressing rooms because the thing was that the dressing rooms were not up to center and it needed to be up to center. And so we're going down to see the dressing room and how standard, if you may, it has been made. So the director of public relations is going to take us to the dressing room. So we're walking through the SKD Sports Complex right here. So we are under the stadium, and we're walking through to the dressing room so that we can see the sort of work that have been done there. This is
this room is for what we call the wall boys.
the wall board.
Yes.
So we need the ball, okay, ball boys.
The ball boys. I mean, this is the room for the ball boys.
Okay.
Yeah. So they will be here, dress everything, and necessary, to go play the game.
Okay. All right. That's great. And you also have a little bathroom. All right. The ball boys place in the room. Get ready. So we are going to the next place.
So this is the match commissioner room. Sorry, the key is not here. This is the match commissioner room. In this room, you have everything that's supposed to be there. I mean, Wi-Fi, air condition, and I meing, desks and everything is in there.
Okay, so that was one of the requirements.
That's one requirement.
All right, so we're walking through, going
So
to
the anti-doping.
Oh, you also have that.
Yes, this is the anti-doping.
This is where the players come to get tested.
Tested. So in here, you have, 5 chairs, because they got for the guys who, the players, they have a bathroom, everything. So when they come, they sit down, they are tested, they go to the bathroom and everything. Then if they pass the test, they go on the pitch.
Okay, but of course the test is usually taking a couple of hours. Before you get make sure that the test results will come up before the game. Okay, so these are all substitution benches. This is where the team will walk out from to the dressing room. Around here.
This is the referee room.
What dressing rooms are like? So
This is the referee. This is the referee. When you come first, maybe before you leave, we open it, so you will have confidence of what's in there. And we're not just talking about facts. See. So this is the referee room.
Okay.
And it has a shower in it, two shower, maybe two different, shower room here, and cold water, and hot water, and everything in it.
Okay. And the home and away dressing room. This is the home dressing room.
Yes.
So this is Liberia's dressing room.
Yes.
This is where our national team is going to get ready to go out there and beat people.
You can say that. You can say that. Yes. So this is the home dressing room, and of course, this is where, inside there is set up professionally. As was requested by FIFA and my calf. Yes, so everything is good. It's well tiled and everything is good. Well decorated.
Okay, so folks, he's been taking us through. We will stop here because we show the away team dressing room. There's a couple of steps from
Yes.
there.
Let's go.
And then we shall go to see and speak with the Deputy Minister, Mr. G. Ali Kwame, to give us further information.
That's his home.
That's who
The home is the away. Is here.
Oh, away is right here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's a way, yeah. But there's something that moves, so the way is here.
So the home is there. Okay, so you see it for yourself.
In there, where we got, because the setup, we don't have camera. Once you come camera that way, just in case of any, security situation, we have the camera room. The camera room, we're supposed to get a cover the entire thing and beyond.
Oh, so
we on the field, for example, a soldier is on the field and disturbing the camera picks you up.
so you have that sort of camera
Yes.
where you cover the entire page.
The entire page and beyond.
There's
So-
someone who is throwing stones
To pick you up.
or throwing something that
You
can
can pick up, identify, yes. So yes, we have the camera here. Another thing we talk about, fire service, regulator. We have all of those to make sure just in case of emergency fire, we have the capacity to quench it.
Okay. All right, so folks, you're watching Spoon TV. James Guya Flomo is here. With us, Divine Kana is here. Of course, Jurassic is on camera. And we're now going to, the director is going to take us straight to the office of the Deputy Sports Minister. So I think the key for the home dressing room has been, let's hope that's it. So we can go in there and take a peek at what is in here, okay? Fortunately, yeah. So we are entering, this is the dressing room. And yes, we have a cabinet where jerseys,
Players.
players and their jerseys will be. This is it right here. This whiteboard, I'm sure it's here for the coach. Here is tactical instructions. Okay, Jim, who didn't know most who is going to play today. Your position is number 2. Don't you attack and come back to support the defense, but also support the attack. Which Butler is going to be using this.
Yes, absolutely.
So
good. Yeah,
so let's check. These are the places right here. A lot of what it takes, what we see on TV. We have a version here, and so we come into the.
This is a massage bed.
Okay, the massage bed.
Massage bed.
For the players, of course, before they go onto the pitch, maybe they are feeling some crap or something, they can be massaged. And in here now is the bathroom, and I'm told there's both cool and hot water.
Of course.
So there's all been put in place right here. So there you have it. Modern commode in place as well. So yeah, so there is the tank that will
Shower.
generate us hot and cold water, running shower and all of that. And so that is also in place. But of course, with these, we have water running, right? Because if no water running, they wouldn't be here. Okay, and do we also have internet?
Yes, internet. Yeah, Wi-Fi connectivity.
Oh, you have Wi-Fi.
Yes, Wi-Fi connectivity. Both in the post of my conference room. I mean, here for the players as well. You know. So yes, we have a Wi-Fi connectivity.
Okay, so folks, so this is our dressing room. When the boys are walking from out of here, you can be assured that we're going to it. Okay, so we're going to walk to the Deputy Minister's office, and then we'll be going through the pitch so that people can see more of the pitch.
This is art.
This is the art here leading onto the pitch, and this is where the boys are walking through them, because as soon as they step up here, the crowd is going to come greeting them. It's going to be a wooden thing here, of course. And so we're walking now, going back to where we came from. But we have the field that is the post and that area of this. The church is big, and then the rest assured that Spoon TV is going to make sure when that is done, be the first to see it. SKD Sports Complex. So when you walk in the box, the office of one thing though that we gathered and is that the contractors that are working here have been working, tirelessly. They've been making all of the effort to sort of get this job completed. But being this no money syndrome in Liberia, if there is any money that is supposed to be given to them, it is important that they be paid so that they can do the job and complete the job on time. Because some information we are gathering is that the government still has a bit of money for them. They've not been paid. I want to ask you to confirm that, but I won't ask you to confirm that.
Let me say that the company is pre-financing the job.
Definitely.
So yes, so when you do your job and you do the portion of the job, of course the government's on obligation. So I mean, I don't know if that information coming is true, but I think that the company is doing well and the government is doing well.
We can see that the government is doing well by bringing all that is here now, the companies, what have you. But at the same time, we stress the fact that the company, of course, needs to get paid so that the job can end in a form and manner that everyone will be happy.
But Jojo, let me tell you something. If the company was not getting the back, first of all, I think this is the pre-financing the job. I mean, they know that, so that's why they're working hard. You see how far they're going?
Yeah, that's why.
You see how far they're going?
They are working
I mean, they are working
overtime
to make sure that the gas is being completed, in the soonest possible time. So yes, I don't think there's a money issue.
Okay, we hope it is not. So we go into the office now of the Deputy Minister. We're almost there in the office of Deputy Minister Kwame. And so to tell us, like I said, give us further information on the off guard, let me put it that way. But he is an ever-ready mayor. A spokesman is ever ready. Yeah, so he's ever ready to talk with us. Mr. Andy, good morning. We caught you off guard. How are you this morning? No, we want to do it for the service. We want to do it in here, sir. We've just taken a guided tour thanks to the sports. The PR, the public relations director here, for taking us around. We have been to several of the places that have been renovated. We want to get further information on how much it costs, because the work we see here is tremendous, tremendous transformation of the SKD Sports Complex. So how much has government put into this project?
Well, thank you. The work is in 3 categories.
Okay.
The first one is the bucket seats, which cost government a little over, I think, 519,000. I'm not sure about the exact figure, okay, but it's around 590,000. The artificial turf is about 700 plus. I'm not sure about the figure, but I can talk to the finance department, give you the exact figure. Then the total renovation of the SKD complex should be around 1 million. So there are 3 components of renovation. The bucket seat is a different company. The artificial turf is Greenfield, and the total renovation of the SKD is another company. So there are 3 different categories of work that is going on personally at the SKD.
Okay, so overall, how soon do we expect the entire work to come to an end and the SKD officially turn over for normal sporting activities?
Like I said, the work is in 3 categories. The bucket seat is finished. I think you saw it for yourself. The artificial turf will be completed in the first week of June. My understanding from the company Greenfield is that they will turn over officially on the 15th of June. So meaning that we cannot play our 2 matches in June here. What we could do is the field will be ready for the July 26th celebration. In subsequent time, I was games in September with South Africa. We are hoping that we will play here, and by August we will send for the CAF inspectorate team to come inspect to qualify the stadium. But the most important part was the playing field was terrible. Now the artificial turf, the hybrid artificial turf will be put there in 1 week, and hopefully by the 15th, everything will be okay. You can come back to see for yourself and grade it for yourself as well.
Now, I asked the sporting director, the public relations director, on the grade level of the turf that was going to be.
It is the highest grade.
It
is highest, what you call hybrid.
Okay.
The one that looks similar to grass, but it's artificial turf. The one that is on the Luziki Stadium is the one we put.
Okay, Luziki Stadium.
In Russia, where they play the World Cup.
Okay. Okay.
So it is hybrid. It's technically like between grass, but it's artificial turf. And it's not a grade with the FA or ATS or the private.
Okay,
it is a higher grade.
So are we going to also put in place measures to take care of it? Because one thing I know about us, Liberia, maintenance is our problem.
Which is true. The reason why we even chose artificial turf is when the grass season is on, this stadium is also water, or we use a system from the Liberia Water Sewage Corporation. Whenever they are down, it means the fee is affected. But with the artificial turf, they give us 15 years guarantee. 15 years guarantee. So the 15 years guarantee means that within 10 years, even though there's a 15 years guarantee, but maintenance is required because it will give you the regimen as to what to do to maintain the fee for the 15 years. If you don't do these things, the 15 years cannot come because there will be a responsibility on the part of the government or the Minister of Youth and Sports, and there will be requirement on the part of Greenfield. So those requirements, they will give our tractor, they will give our the brushing fee, they will give all the necessary equipment. It's embedded into the money government pay to maintain the stadium for 15 years. After 15 years, you can redo the fee. But if you don't do these things that are required to maintain the fee for 15 years, you cannot, it will be shorter than 15 years, but you can also not sue them or you cannot hold them responsible. Because there are certain responsibility on the part of the government to maintain and uphold the
so you got to do it. You got to
do
do exactly what the
requirements are. Okay. That's why they are training certain people with us to maintain the stadium. The thing you used to do before, come here, build tank, build canopy, no, it never ever again.
That won't happen again.
No, if you do it, then you just trying to feed. I mean, the 15 years cannot hold. I mean, the government Liberia can understand that. They will understand that. They should understand that certain things, most of the celebration that we used to have here, will no longer be.
What if the elections are held and then the government decides that it wants to use this place again for another inauguration?
My point to you is they don't hold the company responsible when things go wrong. Because they are telling us, do this to maintain the fee for 15 years. If you violate, you cannot hold them responsible. So there are requirements and there are certain basic principles that the Minister of Youth and Sports must keep to maintain the 15-year warranty.
So in CAF or FIFA granting us the green light, are we the ones going to tell them, hey, we're ready, come and inspect our field after everything is done, or do they have any specific time that they're going to come back? No, they are procedure.
1 month before your match day, you must communicate your venue. In the process, the Minister of Youth and Sports will communicate with the Liberia Football Association to say the SKD is ready and is playable. The FA will then communicate with CAF and say, look, Liberia is ready. You can send your inspectorate team, or probably will do video and pictorial evidences and transmit same to CAF or to FIFA. They will decide to say, look, these pictures are not satisfactory. We want to send somebody physically to inspect. All these photos are satisfactory. We qualify the SKD for their September matches.
Okay.
So there are 2 ways.
All right. Okay. Now, Minister Kwame, let's just around the corner, Liberia is expected to be playing, but the public can rest assured that we will not be playing our first set of games here. It's just not possible.
Because we're playing on the 13th of June, and the key is supposed to be turned over on the 15th of June.
So we can't play our first.
Even if it is today that they are turning over the keys, there's requirement. 1 month before your match day, you must communicate, and that venue will be put in the competitional match system.
Okay.
If you put your game, because your game is not just isolated to only Liberia, it is to the 54 member association. So what you will do is you will communicate to CAF, and CAF will put your game in the competition management system, meaning that the entire 54 country will have the right to see which venue is Liberia playing. And the match official, the referee, the match commissioner, everybody will have the access to also see in the competition management system to see where Liberia is playing. As of now, we cannot communicate the SKD Complex because it is under renovation.
Okay. All right. So, folks, you heard him there. He's the Deputy Minister of Sports, Minister Andy Kwame. James Gude Flomo is here, like I said, and Minister James wants to.
Yeah, sure.
There's this claim coming from the contractors.
Claim?
That they have not received their money. The money in question, in order to enable them do the job. The government has not given their money to them.
When did you speak to them?
I spoke with them this week.
There's a contract. Did they show you the contract?
This is the claim coming from them. Have you settled them? Have you settled them?
No, we have not. We have signed a contract. The contract was signed by Minister Samuel Kanyon Doe, the Justice Minister, and Minister Zebra Wilson. The contract says before the 1st of June, the government of Liberia should pay them 90%. As we speak, the voucher is in preparation. Within 1 or 2 days, the government of Liberia will be paying through the finance ministry. It is not of yes, the process has been made. The only delay was because of them. They wanted the money to be paid to their parent ballot, and the Justice Ministry advised otherwise that the contract was signed with Greenfield, so the money must be paid to Greenfield. Like you have Spoon Network. Spoon Network have a parent ballot or Fabric. The parent ballot for Fabric is Spoon. If there's a contract with Fabric, and Fabric want you to pay the money to Spoon, but the contract did not carry Spoon, they carry Fabric. So the Justice Ministry advised that this money should be paid to Fabric instead of Spoon from the Spoon Network, which is the parent ballot. There were for 2 weeks we were doing the legal argument until finally they agreed. Now that the government is supposed to pay the money to Greenfield instead of their parent ballot.
But the money is there. The money is there.
Where the finance ministry is working on the process of paying them.
Okay.
Okay, today the finance minister will be
Yeah,
on Spoon Talk.
on Spoon Talk. Maybe he's going to speak
Yeah,
on
but
that.
it is not in secret. You can even go to finance ministry, the process is on, and the money will be paid directly to them.
Okay.
It is not the Minister of Defense who control government payment.
Okay.
It is through the finance ministry. And I know for a fact, because sitting in this seat, I know for a fact that the government is on the process of paying them. Had it not been that delay of who to pay that money to, the money would have been paid.
Okay, very briefly now, and then we're going to end this conversation. Our national team, we're going to be playing. Is everything okay?
Everything cannot be open for government. We are in a situation where sports is not a new priority for government. Sports is not a new priority. But yes, the requirement, the Ministry of Youth and Sports and the Liberia Football Association are working together to make sure that the process and the financial, everything will be settled before the match on the 13th of June.
It'll be settled before then.
Yeah.
But as of now, it's not settled yet.
No, it's not. It's not. I will not stay there to fool you. It's not. But we are working on the process. The process is on. The finance ministry is working day and night to make sure that they raise the required resources to pay the money for the plane ticket, hotel accommodations, patent for player bonuses. Everything is being worked on.
So is it confirmed now that we're playing our first 2 matches? I mean, we're playing our games in Morocco?
Yes. Our game in Morocco is not just because of today. This decision was made since last year. The Liberia chose Morocco to be their home.
Can you tell us, can you explain for us, because there are people who like, why didn't you take one of our neighboring countries like Guinea, Ghana, Ivory Coast for the game rather than Morocco? Because there are some people who are saying that if you took Ghana or Ivory Coast or Guinea, it will also give you a kind of better home advantage than if you were playing in Morocco.
It is the other way around.
What is the choice? Why did you come up with Morocco instead of your neighboring countries?
Good. Politically, there are certain things I don't want to say on this review. I mean, on the interview, because you know it requires resources.
Okay.
It will cost Liberia 60,000 to play in Ghana. Mass, rental fee, transportation, security, everything. Morocco was giving it to us free. James Goodday Flomo was on that train when we were in Ghana. It cost Liberia 60,000 to play in Ghana. And you know there are technically between 500,000 to 1 million Liberians living in Ghana. Our camp was vulnerable. He was there. He and I had some quarrel on there when he reported how Liberia camp would lose without talking to any of the authority. He knows that. We and I had some problem. Morocco, I'm not sure we have more than 15-20% who from Liberia who live in Morocco. So the camp will be controlled 100%. But the point is, Liberia will be saving 60,000 if we play in Morocco, because Morocco is not charging for anything. Morocco hosted all during the World Cup qualifier free of charge. They didn't ask us to pay for
South Africa is complaining though.
South Africa, when Ghana complained, they didn't listen. Lesotho were playing in South Africa at the advantage of other countries. They didn't complain. Right now, there are other 7 countries who are using South Africa as their home. Is South Africa complaining? No. South Africa is not complaining. But it is Liberia is a sovereign state. When our stadium is banned, we decide where to play. It is not South Africa who determines that for us. No.
And some people say Liberia is getting something from Morocco, and that's why they agree to play in Morocco.
But you don't have to get something from Morocco. Liberia and Morocco have memorandum of understanding since 1980. And we are benefited through that. You know how many clubs and how many teams left from Liberia to go to Morocco for training free of charge. You know that. When Defense Invader went there before the state assessment, we were free of charge. We wrote when no other country wanted to host us. with no Morocco. They gave us their stadium in Tangier free of charge. You know the story. If we go to Ghana, we will pay. You know that. You know the story. That we pay Ghana before playing there. But it is not the Ministry of Youth and Sports. We work through our federation. If the federation advises or otherwise that Morocco is the best suited place for us to play, you know, government interfere. You don't interfere directly. Forget about me working for CAF or FIFA. But government don't interfere directly. We work through our federation. If the federation advises or otherwise, it is the one we will go back. Because it is them that communicate with FIFA, CAF, or the rest of the other 54 federations. So the FA has advised us that Morocco is the best place to host us until otherwise qualify the SKD. So if the SKD is qualified today, there will be no reason why we play Osaka. Unfortunately, our stadium is not qualified. And
it will be qualified shortly.
Hopefully in 2 weeks time, our stadium should be okay.
Okay. All right. That's Minister Andy Kwame. And of course, he is the Deputy Minister for Sports. And he's been speaking with Spoon TV. We've come here today to sort of show you, our audience, a progress report on the development taking place here at the SKD Sports Complex. As you heard it, in about 2, at most 3 weeks' time, the stadium should be turned over, and that is by June 15 to the Liberian government. And by that time, and of course, the next time Liberia is going to play a home match, that will be communicated with CAF that, hey, our stadium is ready. You can now take a look at it, but we think we are ready now to play games here at home. Like we said, as soon as the turf is laid, we'll be back here to show you exactly how the turf is looking. We'll show it to you here, definitely. So we've been here, of course, on the team has been Rufus Divine Kane, James Goode Flomo, Jurassic is on camera. My name is Trojan. Thanking you ever so much for following us on Spoon TV.